Today let's take a look at some rare and unique prototype or misprinted Bionicle masks. And then we're going to see how people have used them in their own creations. Even if you don't own these masks, some of the ways that these mocks have been built might give you a few ideas. So let's check it all out. Let's start off with these beautiful Strack masks. I mean, these are just stunning, aren't they? The original Strack mask, it appeared in a nice marbled white and medium blue coloration. But these ones, I guess they're more of a like dark chocolate, milk chocolate, and white chocolate variant. These darker colors do work quite well with the nice ice teeth and the spikes on the top of the head. I kinda wish these had actually appeared like this in some kind of official set. Now, I would say these were probably test prints so that LEGO could see how different colors looked when they were marbled together. Or maybe they were just deciding what color they wanted Strack's mask to look like, so they printed a few different things like this. Or these could have been factory errors. It's really hard to say. But whatever they are, they're beautiful. But let's just focus on this middle one for now, because we do actually have an example of a mock that uses this mask. Jafer has a creation that's called Azazel, and look at how good this mask looks right here. Jafer was a very lucky boy. He managed to win this mask as a prize in the BioCup contest. What's cool about this mask is the fact that it is a very, very similar color to some of the armor pieces that appear on the Baraki set Karapar, this one right here. Thankfully, other pieces exist in similar colors. Yeah, it makes building mocks like this way easier. We're gonna see a few masks later on in this video that don't really pair with any existing LEGO colors. But yeah man, this huge, spiky, giant demon with wings, it's kind of the perfect fit for a mask like this. And yeah, if you're lucky enough to have a misprinted mask in your collection, wouldn't you want to do something similar? Build a giant behemoth of a mock? If this LEGO piece is the rarest thing and the centerpiece of your collection, then you gotta put that mask on a body that has the same kind of presence that this mask does. This mock commands your attention, and so does this mask. It's a perfect fit. Let's take a look now at some early designs for Liwa Fantoka's mask. So everything that we're seeing in this prototype image, well, it was never physically produced, we just have these sketches here. And these sketches are awesome. Some of these masks look like interesting medieval knight helmets, others seem to be exploring some really aerodynamic vibes with wings and fins. But let's talk about this one, because it's dope. This looks like Master Chief's helmet from Halo. Imagine the mocks that would have been built if this was what Liwa's mask looked like on the final set. And here's a sick image by Sabertooth 1100 that showcases a kind of Master Chief and Liwa fusion. This set could have been so awesome. I mean, it already was awesome, I love that set, but you know. If the mask had stayed looking like this, it would have been the best set of all time. Now, the closest I could find to an actual mock that uses this mask is Toa Tanma, which was created by Unpixeled. This mask isn't an exact replica, but it's pretty close. And yeah, giving it a larger body, a sick jacket with fur around the collar, that's honestly so awesome. So, you know, whether you're making a Master Chief inspired mock or you're just putting it on a Toa, this mask looks sick. Now, obviously this doesn't exist, unfortunately, but you could 3D print something fairly similar. Think of the beautiful mocks that you could make. But if you're not about that 3D printing life, you could do what Mike Neves has done here on his mock Noble 6. He's used all kinds of different system pieces to recreate that very iconic Halo Spartan helmet, using a blue version of the Pakari mask, which is Onawa's mask for the top of the head, and what appears to be some black Borok teeth for the visor, and then all kinds of other system pieces. Everything together like that is stunning. Even though some of these prototype pieces don't exist or are very, very hard to find, there's still other alternatives that can capture a similar essence. Moving over to Archinto, and they refer to these mocks as bad mocks with awesome pieces. I don't know if these are really bad, I like how they look. Their words, not mine. Still, we've got a very nice collection here of misprinted Bionicle masks. The first one is this awesome Gelu mask. Of course, the original Gelu mask, it came in white and blue. It had that same kind of marbled look to it that Strack's mask had. But like we can see here, there is this very strange, almost purple variant of this mask. Very rare. And taking a closer look at it, it almost looks like there's little hints of glitter inside the mask as well. This is such an exquisite color. Zooming out to the larger character that Archinto has made here, if we take a look at the feet down below, we can see a purple hand connector has been used. And that seems to be about the only hint of purple on this mock that ties into the mask. I think it does actually blend quite well with this design, but it isn't an exact match to that color of purple. So I guess if you do find a mask like this that has a color that's unlike any other LEGO piece, find the nearest match to that color and do like we're seeing on this mock. Put a couple hints of it in small, tiny places on this mock, and that way you can attempt to match to it as best you can. We also have this beautiful trans green and black version of Bittle's mask. The original, of course, came in yellow and black. I kind of love this color change. This fits well as the kind of mask that could be used on a creature that has poison powers. It could work on a Makuta character, or it could work on a Rahi, like it appears to be doing on this mock. And also we have an image here of two other masks. A Muru in black with marbled orange on the top, and then Ranu's mask here, and instead of it being Keat orange and dark red like it was on the original set, this one appears to be olive green and dark red. Fascinating. So this orange and black Miru, it could look awesome on a mock like this one by Gigamesh Mocks. The black, gunmetal, and orange color scheme would tie in quite nicely with this mask. That's one option anyway. And then Ranu's mask here. It's got olive green on it. That's a pretty rare color to see on any kind of Bionicle or Construction set. The only set I can think of that comes with olive green pieces is Chi Kragger. So maybe you could use these olive green limb pieces here and combine it with some dark red pieces, and you get yourself a beautiful color scheme, and it would pair quite nicely with this mask. It could look quite similar to Unuku's mock here. The Keat orange and olive green is an epic color combination. So whether you're lucky enough to own this mask, or you're gonna 3D print something that's very similar, or you want to use resin casting and achieve a very similar look, or heck, even if you don't have the mask whatsoever, go and play with olive green pieces. It's such a beautiful and underrated color. And there's plenty of system pieces in olive green that you can play with. Maybe you could just integrate them into your next mock. We talked about that Gelu mask before. Well, there is another. Here's an image by Serotonin that showcases a rather impressive collection of misprints and other rare pieces. And zooming in here, we can see a fairly similar Gelu mask and a dark green one as well. Sarah uses this similar colored mask on a mock called Sari. Now here, it doesn't appear to be the same kind of purple as the one we were looking at before. This almost appears to be some kind of like strange gray color. Still, it's unique. But hey, the way it's been integrated here, surrounding it with all sorts of colorful leaves, that's awesome. Sarah also has another mock here that uses this dark green variant of this mask. And this just fits so well with all of these nice dark green highlights. And I like that the lower arms and the lower legs, they all end in white, because the mask itself, it kind of also ends in white at the very top there. Although I guess that's maybe more silver than white, but it still looks similar to the color change on these limbs. That's a nice touch. And I do like these lovely trans orange swords as well. The color of those really pops with the rest of this mock. It's gorgeous. But that's not the only mock that uses this dark green Gelu mask. Tony A has a brilliant mock here called Harvest that uses this mask as armor on the torso. And gosh, isn't that beautiful? The dark green section there, it works great as torso armor, but then the way that the silver bits kind of flare up onto the neck, that's just magical. This is just so well integrated, and it's so refreshing to see one of these rare masks not being used as a mask. And to be fair, you could easily do something very similar to this with the white version that comes on Gelu. So clever. So there you have it, guys. That's a few fascinating, beautiful, majestic looking misprinted or prototype Bionicle masks. Hopefully the mocks and these masks have given you some ideas for your next Bionicle creation. And if not, I hope you just enjoyed taking a look at some rare and wonderful pieces. Be sure to check the links in the description below and see more from the builders that I highlighted today. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, guys. Happy building, and bye for now.